Hi, hello, welcome back. Welcome back to this video. I'm Mafalda, and I just recorded the previous one actually, but I'm on a roll and I feel inspired, so I thought I'd jump right into this one and let it flow, speak from the heart. So this video is part 3 in the trauma series, and in this video I'm going to be discussing how we heal from trauma. Now, bear in mind that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to healing from trauma. I'm going to share some of the tools that have helped me, some of the tools that I've seen can be useful and helpful for others. But ultimately, you really do have to go with what works for you and follow your own intuition and guidance on this one. So to me, number one has been somatic therapy, somatic awareness, and shadow work. And that has been through one-to-one guidance, one-to-one therapy. So when it came to healing from severe trauma, in my case, I really needed that one-to-one support. Now, did I try many other modalities? That I do workshops and retreats and tried all different kinds of things? Yes, I did. Did they help? Yes. Were they the end-all, be-all that cured me? No. And we need to bear this in mind when we're talking about healing from trauma. We need to understand that these neurological pathways have been cemented and rooted for years, decades. And so it's not a quick fix. It's not a one-step transmutation, manifestation station, or whatever you want to call it. It's a process. And so different modalities can be useful, but at the end of the day, what I have found is that mostly the work that actually gets you through is the work that's not Instagrammable. I wish healing was sitting on the top of a mountain in meditation pose. I wish it was drinking lemon water in the morning or doing some yoga. Has yoga helped me tremendously on this journey? Absolutely. But did it heal me from trauma? No. The greatest healing I've experienced has been precisely in those moments that it was so messy, so gruesome, where I met those painful bits of me and luckily had somebody to guide me through it and basically hold my virtual hand through this pain that felt like it was so big it was going to kill me. That's where the keys lied. You know, it was like meeting love at the bottom of that desperation and fear and death and agony and despair. So shadow work, shadow work, shadow work, somatic awareness, coming back into my body, becoming aware of my body, learning how to process emotions, regulating the nervous system. This is massive. However you do that. And this is where, yes, all these tools can help. So now that I've given the disclaimer, of course, yoga helped me. Of course, I did sound baths. I took plant medicine. I did a lot of breath work. I meditated a lot. I read lots of books. I did movement practice, embodiment practice. I mean, endless stuff. But it was really in the one-to-one container that I saw the most progress, and also when I started to apply that work in my own time and my own personal practice of facing and meeting all those lost bits of myself that really wanted to be sat with. Because at the end of the day, that's what healing is sitting and nurturing and loving those bits of yourself that were shunned, that were cut off, that were deemed not good enough. No, this is wrong. This is going to put us in danger. And it's bringing it back in and sitting with it and feeling your way through all those trapped emotions, because they didn't go anywhere. They didn't go anywhere. The nervous system hasn't been able to release them. So grounding, regulating the nervous system, because the nervous system is designed to allow emotions to go through. It's when an emotion that we're experiencing in the present moment hits up a block from the past, it can't go through. It can't be processed. And so it just ends up spinning, 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 spinning. And then it latches onto all those belief systems and into the mind. And then it's like you don't want to feel the emotion. So you go up into the mind to try to create stories about it so you don't have to feel it. So the healing is feeling the emotions that you didn't want to feel. And that's why you escaped into the mind all the time. So sitting with these emotions, not running away. However, whatever tools, mechanisms you find, habits you find to do that, theater was really helpful for me in my teenage years because it allowed a stage for my emotions, allowing me to process all those emotions, but through the eyes of a character. So it didn't feel so personal to me. I was allowed to explore. I was allowed to go there. That's also mentioned in Dr. Bessel van der Kolk's book, Utilizing Theater, the power of community. Yoga as well. Bringing it into the body. This is what we need to understand in our current day and age, is that yes, it is true that the psychotherapy on its own is not particularly effective because you can't heal something through the mind that is trapped in the body. So you have to bring the awareness back into the body and create safety within the body. The nervous system is going to go off and tell you that you can't. And you have to connect to the breath and say, no, I'm here for you. Okay? You're not going to die. You can feel your way through this. And you do it over and over and over and over and over again. You have to be devoted to this path. You also must, or what can be helpful, better said, is to start to observe the mind, observe the thought patterns, observe the wounded mechanisms. Because as you do that, you start to realize yourself beyond that. And as you start to realize who you are beyond the wound, you stop being attached to the wound as your identity. Wait, there's a part of me that exists beyond this wound. That means who I am is not the wound. That means who I am is not the mind. And that in itself allows us to create more space for the wound to be seen for what it is and not shamed, not shunned. We bring it in. Again, I don't know. I hope this video isn't too all over the place. It's just a few pointers. Again, healing is nonlinear, so probably that's why this video is also nonlinear. Healing is nonlinear, and like I said, there isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. All these different tools can be useful. There are some tools, for example, that I wasn't drawn to. Let's say EMDR, IFS. I do find some of the concepts within IFS, internal family systems, useful to describe some parts of the psyche, like the protector parts and whatnot. But for example, EMDR I wasn't particularly drawn to, even though it's shown incredible results for some people. So really, it's about practicing discernment and realizing that your journey doesn't have to be the same as everybody else's. What works for you doesn't have to be the same as what works for somebody else. At the end of the day, I do feel like having guidance and support by somebody who's walked this path, who's had direct experience, who knows, is going to be the key, whatever that's going to look like for you. That's how I feel. However, devotion to the path, dedication, showing up for you, learning that this journey is about coming back home to who you really are, beyond the trauma. Learning that there's a part of you that was untouched by that trauma. That's the part that we're also rescuing, not just the wounded bit. It's allowing space for that bit to shine. It's always been there underneath. Oh, before I finish, again, something. Inner child work, reparenting, that's going to be massive. For me, it was massive. Inner child work, connecting with that child that was wounded, with all bits of that child. Reparenting, not looking outside for my parents to fill in the gaps, showing up for myself, because that's also what allows you to mature into the sovereignty of not expecting somebody to come and save you, not expecting somebody to fix it for you, even if you've been through really tremendous trauma. And this is not to invalidate, right? Like, I was a victim one day, but ultimately it had to be up to me to transform my life, to transform my situation. And it's not to say that it's fair or unfair. It is what it takes to take back your power. And so you can both make space and room to be with the bits of you that needed that attention and that love and that didn't get it. And also to show up now as the adult that can give herself or himself or themselves that love and that care and that attention. All right, I hope I didn't forget anything. If, again, like always, if there's anything you want me to discuss further, do let me know. And also comment if you resonate with this content. And yeah, I'm just excited for what's to come, to keep sharing. There's so much more that I want to share. I do have to be patient with myself as I'm also growing and allowing myself to express what I have in my heart without falling back into my own patterns of wanting to keep myself small. But I know it's an ongoing process, and there's no going back at this point. So bear with me. Stick around if you've been enjoying. I know I just started, but if you resonate, if you feel like this is helpful, do stick around. Like, subscribe. It really is. It's really precious to me, and it means a lot. And I wish you a lovely, lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.